first house to be built in Australia on pre-stressed concrete beams. So from a structural point of view, it's significant. My name's Stephen Crafti. I'm a writer. I live here with my family, Naomi and James and Timothy, and we've lived here for about 10 years.
The main floor houses the living areas, kitchen, 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. The ground floor accommodates the games area, dance studio, bar and bathroom.
We were actually looking for a larger family home. We lived in a Californian bungalow that was too small for us. And you tend to get locked into a period. So we were locked into the 20s and 30s since we were married. You know, we loved Brideshead Revisited and we thought the whole nostalgia thing was terrific. And Naomi rang me at work once and said, look, I've seen the most amazing house. And I said, well, is it 20s or 30s? She said, look, I don't know what it is, but I think you're really going to like it. So I came and I just thought this is the most exciting piece of architecture I've ever seen. It was built by a young architect at the time, he was 29, called Neil Montgomery. His firm was Montgomery, King and Trengove. And they were a very strong modernist firm. They were influenced by Harry Seidler's Rose Seidler house in Tarramurra. Neil actually drove up, I think in a couple of days, and said, wow, well, look, we'll do an extended version for his client. After the original owners moved out, it was then passed into, it went to the Swiss consulate for a number of years, and then we found it in the early 90s, 91. And it was very brown, it was mission brown walls, pretty dark and dingy. And the thing is, the form was so beautiful that really we saw beyond the awful curtains and the bad furniture that was in it. But I kept reading in the media how it was considered bad taste. When they wanted to use an analogy for bad taste, they'd say, oh, a house in the 50s. I thought, this is crap. And so it was learning through people, through reading every book I could find on mid-century design, that my interest and my love of the period just grew, and it really actually initiated my career as a writer, because I started writing about the post-war period. I'm quite a purist, and at first I thought, no, I'll do my own thing and I'll add, I'm in charge of this house now. But I think the thing is, it's such a powerful piece of work that to impose on it is really wrong. So I let the house speak to me, and I tried to get colours that I thought were appropriate for the period. We thought we'd freshen up the whole kitchen by putting in new contact on the shelves. Most people would probably just put in, plain contact or, plain colour. And I said to Naomi, I don't feel right about that. I think we should have 50s style contact. Now, is that obsessive? I think it is. I really don't think it matters what period it is. I think Australians very much get locked into a period, well, I'm looking for an Edwardian, or I love Victorian. I can't stand any of that now. I actually like modern for a number of reasons, for the light and the way it's so easy to live with. I think the thing is, you use all the space. We had a big crowd here in November. We had about 200 people, and it just wasn't crammed. My son Timothy's a ballet dancer, and he uses the ground floor as his dance studio. And it's wonderful. He's got all this space to, pirouette in, and it's terrific. This is what I like about this period of design. It includes exactly what you need. There's no excessive superfluous detail that you just want to say, oh, get it off the walls. There's no cornices, there's no rosettes, there's no big curtains. It's simple, and I think in a sense it's really ideal for the Australian lifestyle. And the other thing I think is important to mention is that it's a very cheap way of renovating a house. You don't need to bring in excessive detail. You can literally paint a wall in a vibrant colour, put one of these fantastic Featherstone chairs in front, and you've got this magical modern interior. You don't have to lay out huge amounts of money. And we actually spent, to decorate it originally, $5,000, which is nothing for a 45 square house. It was really just removing curtains and letting the house speak for itself. Well, that's pretty good. It gives me so much pleasure, and I think the thing is, it's really given me my career in a sense and what I do, and to actually walk away from it would be very difficult. And I think it's also, I'd be worried about what the next people would do. You know, they'd come in and say, well, you know, you should have seen the orange walls before we came in, and, you know, now we've decoupaged the whole thing, it looks so much better. You know, those big gold bows that I've stuck around the bedroom look terrific, don't they? And I think poor Neil, and I think, you know, for all the work I've tried to do to promote post-war design, I think it would kill me. So I think we'll stay here till I'm really senile. I can't manage the stairs anymore.